All right, let's talk about the 2008 housing crisis. I know. It sounds super complicated, right? But what if I told you we could explain the whole thing with a story about monkeys and bananas?
Yeah, I know. Monkeys? How on earth can that explain a global financial meltdown? Well, stick with me because that's exactly what we're going to find out. This simple story is actually the perfect key to unlocking the whole mess. So let's get into it.
Okay, so part one. Our story kicks off with something we can all relate to, a dream. And in this land, pretty much every single monkey had the exact same one.
And that dream was to own their very own treehouse. This wasn't just about having a roof over their head. A treehouse, that meant you'd made it. It was security, it was success, it was the big dream. Kind of sounds a bit like our world, right?
But here's the catch. For a whole lot of these monkeys, this dream was, well, it was just a dream. It felt totally out of reach. There was this big invisible wall stopping them. So what was this wall? It all boiled down to one little number, 580. If your credit score was below that, you were basically stamped with bad credit. And the big old school monkey banks, they wouldn't even look at you. No loan for you. Your treehouse dream was dead in the water. But then, just when all hope seemed lost, something happened. Something new. Something that felt almost like magic. A brand new solution that promised to change everything.
Enter the Leaf Card. You can think of it like a golden ticket to the treehouse factory. This was a totally new kind of loan made just for those monkeys who'd been shut out before. All of a sudden, that impossible dream, it didn't seem so impossible anymore. And this is super important. The banks weren't just offering these Leaf Cards, they were pushing them hard. It literally didn't matter if a monkey was barely earning enough bananas to get by. You want a treehouse? Bam! Here's a loan. No problem.
And what happened next? A total explosion. The whole jungle was buzzing. Monkeys were finally getting into their dream homes. The banks were raking it in. Everybody was happy. From the outside looking in, it was perfect. A total win-win.
Okay, so things are looking pretty good, right? Well, here's where it starts to get messy. Because think about it. What happens when you flood any market with tons of new buyers all at once? Things get a little crazy. Or, in this case, they go bananas.
It's just simple supply and demand, right? Before, only a handful of monkeys could even think about buying NFTs. Now, suddenly, everyone can. And when you have way more buyers than treehouses, the prices, they go through the roof, sky high.
And you can see it right here. Look at this. Before all this, prices were stable, pretty low. Then, boom! During this banana market frenzy, the value just shoots up into the stratosphere. This, my friends, is what you call a bubble. And a really, really fragile one at that.
So what's the one thing we all know about bubbles? Yeah, they pop. Every single time. The magic was running out, and the whole happy system was built on a house of cards, or I guess a treehouse of leaves.
And here comes the cold, hard dose of reality. Remember why these monkeys had bad credit to begin with? It's because they didn't have a lot of bananas. Many of these loans had payments that were designed to go up over time. And pretty soon, the monkeys just couldn't keep up. The money ran out.
And check out how fast it all unraveled. It was like a domino effect. The market hits its absolute peak, then the payments stop coming in, the system starts to shake, and then pop, the bubble is gone. Treehouse values crash, and the only thing left is the fallout.
It was just devastating. The banks swooped in to get their money back. They started taking back all the treehouses. Thousands upon thousands of monkeys lost their homes, left with nothing but a pile of debt and a broken dream.
So, that's a pretty bleak story. But what does it all mean? What's the point? Okay, this is the part where we pull back the curtain and connect all the dots to our world. Ready for the big reveal? Here we go. The monkeys, they were real people, home buyers with what was called bad credit. The tree houses, those were actual houses. And those magic leaf cards, that's what we call subprime mortgages. The monkey banks were the giant investment banks. And the whole banana market, yep, that was the US housing market. See, it's a direct match. This little story isn't just some cute analogy, it's pretty much exactly what happened. This is the chain reaction that caused the 2008 global financial crisis, an event that wiped out jobs, savings, and forced millions of people out of their homes. So what's the big takeaway here? It's this.
Giving out tons of easy money to people who can't actually pay it back doesn't create real prosperity. All it does is blow up a big, fake economic bubble. And the bigger that bubble gets, the more damage it does to everyone when it pops.
And that leaves us with one final pretty big question. When you lay it out like this, with monkeys and bananas, the lesson seems so obvious, right? So simple. But here we are all these years later, and you have to wonder, did we actually learn anything from it? Have we really learned the lesson of the banana bubble? Or are we just waiting for the next one?